Your ship is 080 degrees true with a speed of 80 knots. At 10:1500s, the lookout reported a ship bearing 020 degrees true with a distance of 9 nautical miles. The same ship was seen after 6 minutes on bearing 021 degrees true at a distance of 8 nautical miles. So we are going to manually plotting this one and find our DRM, SRM, CPA, BCPA, TCPA, target course, and target speed. So first is we need to plot our own ship. So we have a bearing of our own ship is 080 degrees true. So this is 080 degrees true. So you have to put a line and label it OSC or own ship course 80 degrees true with an 18 knots of speed. Next is our first target. So our first target seen at a 020 degrees with a speed of nautical miles. So 020 degrees, this is 020 degrees at 9 nautical miles. So I am using 2:1 scale. So here is the 2:1. So 9 nautical miles is here. Here is 9 nautical miles. Then measure it here, and then we got it. Label it M1 as for our first target. Next is at the same ship, it was seen after 6 minutes on bearing 021 degrees true at a distance of 8 nautical miles. So this is 20, this one, 20, then 21 at 8 nautical miles. So this is 8 nautical miles. We label it M2 021 degrees true with a distance of 8 nautical miles. So next is connect the line from M1 to M2 to get our RML. So this one I connect the line M1 to M2 with additional line which is our RML. Next is we need to find our DRM. So in finding the DRM, we need to drag the RML line to the center. So this is how you're gonna do it. Put a ruler, make sure that drag it to the center. So as you can see, this line, this is our DRM. So we have already a DRM of 186 degrees. So we have a 186 degrees. Next is we need to find our CPA. So in order to find CPA, we need to do the intersection of the perpendicular RML. So this is how you're gonna do it. So this is our RML. So from the center, we need to have a 45 degrees. So here, and connect it to this line. So this intersection here is called our CPA, and this additional here is our BCPA. So we have a CPA and our BCPA is 90 degrees. So we have already a BCPA of 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So in order to find our CPA, we need to measure from the center to the CPA. We have a measurement using the 2:1 scale. Here, I'm going to show you. Wait. Here. CPA 2 is 2. So we have a 2 nautical miles of CPA. So we have already CPA of 2 nautical miles. Next is to find our E. So in finding our E, we need to use the DST formula, or I'll show you the DST formula. So here's the thing, DST formula. So for E, we need to apply this formula. So we need to find distance, so we use the speed times time. So we use speed of 18 knots and multiplied by time, which is 6 minutes time interval, which is our given. So we multiplied it, we will get a 108, and then divided it by 60, we will get a 1.8 nautical miles. That is for our E. So to put it to our plotting board, we will do it like this. So you will use your triangle, then drag it to M1 there, M1, then it's 1.8 nautical miles, so we have to measure 1.8 nautical miles from our scale. Okay, transfer here. So this is our E. Line, put a line, label E, then after that connect your E to the M2. So we have already get our E. So next is we will find our target speed. This one, TS. So since we are talking about speed, we will use a formula, which is this one, DST. So since we're talking about speed, it would be distance over time. So here, distance, why 1.8 comes from the E. Here, from E, this is where we get our distance, 1.8. And as for the time, it will be our 6 minutes interval from our given. Then 1.8 divided by 6 equals 0.3, and then we multiplied it by 60, we can get 18 knots. So we can already get our target speed, 18 knots. Okay, next is our target course. So for our target course, we need to drag the line from E to M2 to the center to get our target course. So you need to be careful with this. Drag the line, and that's it. You will get 225 degrees. So we have already our target course. So we have 225 degrees. So next is TCPA. So TCPA, in order to find TCPA, is we need to measure M2 to CPA. So M2 to CPA. Here, our M2, and this is our CPA. This intersection here. So M2 to CPA. Proceed to our scale. We can get 7.5. So here, 7.5. So since we are talking about TCPA, which means we need to divide distance over time. I mean distance over speed. So we have a distance from the M2 to CPA, which is 7.5. So for our speed, where do we get this speed? So in this part, we will get the speed from SRM. So first we need to solve for the SRM. So we can't yet proceed in this part. So SRM. So as for the SRM, we need to measure from M1 to M2. Since we have already M1 to M2, we need to measure it M1 to M2. This is our M1 and this is our M2. So you need to measure it. Put in the scale using your 2.1 scale. Then we will get a measurement of 1 nautical miles. So 1 nautical miles, we will use the formula again. This formula, it's the SDST formula. So 1 nautical miles, and since we are talking about speed to use in our TCPA, speed is the thing that we need to get. So in order to get our speed, which is distance over time, so distance, which is 1 nautical miles from M1 to M2, and time divided by time over 6 minutes, which is our interval. Then we will get of 0.166. It's like an infinite number, so I put it this. You need to multiply by 60 and you will get 10 knots, and that would be our SRM. So we will put our SRM of 10 knots. Since we have already distance, a speed of 10 knots, now we can proceed to our final information, 10 knots. So I put 10 knots here, divided by 7.5, we will get a 0.75. So multiplied by 60, you will get 45 minutes. So but it's not finished yet. Did you see it? Okay, I will repeat since the information cannot be seen in the camera. So 7.5 divided by 10 knots. 10 knots is from the SRM, and then divided by, we will get 0.75 multiplied by 60 is equal to 45 minutes. So but this is not yet finished. So our M2, the second target observation, the second observation is 10:21, right? Because it has a 6-minute interval. So from 10:15 hours, which is the M1, we have a 6-minute interval, so we need to add 6. So we will get 10:21 hundredths hour. No? Then we will add this 45 minutes and we will get this 11:06 hundredths. So that is our TCPA. We will have our TCPA of 11:06 hundred. So that is all. This is for our finish.